What if I told you that the exact things you think are making your life better are the very things slowly destroying your mind? You wake up tired, hit snooze 3 times, and immediately reach for your phone. You scroll through endless feeds, comparing your messy behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's carefully filtered highlight reels, envying people you do not even know. And then you sit there wondering why you feel stuck, weak, or completely lost before your feet even touch the floor. You are desperately chasing comfort every single day, yet you feel entirely exhausted. You do everything in your power to avoid pain, yet you suffer daily in the quiet, dark corners of your mind. We are living in an era where everything is relentlessly convenient, where you can get a pizza delivered from 3 miles away in under 20 minutes without speaking to a single human being. You have entertainment available 24/7. But look in the mirror and ask yourself if all this endless comfort has actually made you stronger, or if it has made you incredibly fragile. The brutal truth that no one wants to admit is that comfort is a slow-acting poison that is killing us. We have been sold a massive lie called the illusion of the easy life. We are conditioned to think that if we just get a bigger house, a nicer car, a softer bed, or a few more days off, we will finally find peace. But the ancient Stoics knew the truth thousands of years before smartphones, social media algorithms, or modern self-help books ever existed. Struggle, even though it feels harsh in the moment, holds the absolute seed of real, undeniable power. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful men in history, faced plagues, brutal wars, and deep personal betrayals. He had access to every luxury the ancient world could offer, yet he actively chose to train his mind for hardship. He wrote one of the most powerful truths ever recorded, stating that you have power over your mind, not outside events, and that realizing this will help you find strength. That is not just some poetic fluff to post on your timeline, but rather a weapon and a battle-tested mindset designed to keep you completely unshaken when the world around you descends into total chaos. Ask yourself right now, and be painfully honest, when was the last time you actually grew as a person? Was it when everything was smooth, easy, and predictable while you were lounging on your couch? Or did it happen when life punched you square in the face and you had to choose whether to rise back up or stay permanently broken? The modern world wants you soft. It wants you dependent, heavily medicated with cheap dopamine, and easily triggered by the smallest inconveniences. It wants you to remain a puppet controlled by every notification, every unexpected traffic jam on the freeway, and every rude comment from a stranger. But you clicked on this video because something deep inside you is utterly sick of living in quiet defeat. You are tired of being pushed around by your own fleeting emotions and random circumstances. You are finally ready to shatter the weak, vulnerable mind you have been passively conditioned to accept. If you are truly serious about rewiring your mind today, I need you to commit right now and drop a comment below saying you are ready for the hard truth to cement your focus. This is not another piece of inspirational background noise you listen to while doing the laundry. This is your ultimate wake-up call. We are going to rip away the delusions of modern comfort and dive into the brutal Stoic laws that will destroy the weak version of yourself. Stoicism does not exist to make your life easy. It exists to make you absolutely unstoppable. Stop expecting the world to be soft and start building a mind of iron. We are moving into the phase where we must completely destroy your weak mind. The first step in this destruction is killing the victim mindset forever. Stop expecting fairness because life owes you absolutely nothing. One of the fastest ways to suffer daily is to expect the universe to be fair to you. Let that reality settle for a second. You work incredibly hard at your job, putting in 60-hour weeks, and someone lazier gets the promotion. You love someone deeply, and they simply walk away. You do the right thing every single time, and you still get punished for it. And then the anger comes rushing in, and you tell yourself that this is not fair. But here is the brutal Stoic truth that you must accept. Today, fairness is a complete myth that we created to make ourselves feel safe. It is not a rule of the universe. When we say something is not fair, what we are really saying is that we do not like how this feels and we do not want to deal with it. But you do not grow by expecting fairness. You grow by facing reality and moving forward anyway. The ancient Stoics never expected life to treat them kindly. They expected pain, loss, betrayal, and sudden change. And because they expected it, they were totally ready for it. Seneca once said that sometimes even to live is an act of courage, especially when life seems unfair. So, what do you do instead of complaining like everyone else? You use the pain as fuel. You build skills so incredibly strong that they cannot be ignored. The Stoic approach is radical responsibility, not because the unfair situation is your fault, but because the next move is always yours. Now we must address the next law of destroying your weak mind. You must stop being owned by your emotions. How often do your fleeting feelings completely control your day? Someone in a truck cuts you off on the freeway going 70 miles per hour, and you immediately snap. Your plans change at the last minute, and your whole mood shifts into darkness. You feel a little lazy, so you skip the gym, you skip the work, and you abandon your discipline entirely. The brutal truth is that if you are ruled by your emotions, you are nothing but a slave to them. Epictetus, who was actually a former slave before turning into a Stoic teacher, said that any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Let that sink into your brain for a minute. That person who cut you off in traffic, you just handed them your absolute peace. That one rude comment online from a total stranger, you gave that stranger your joy. You handed over the keys to your mind. Stoicism does not ask you to become a robot and ignore your emotions entirely. Instead, it teaches you to observe them, understand them, and respond instead of reacting blindly. The difference between a child and a Stoic is simple. The child throws a tantrum, while the Stoic sits quietly in the storm and thinks. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal that if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your own estimate of it, and you have the power to revoke this at any moment. You have the power to not be shaken by what does not deserve your energy. Try this actionable step the very next time you feel triggered. Just pause. Do not act. Take a deep breath and ask yourself if this feeling is actually useful right now. I want you to drop a comment below right now saying, "I am the master of my mind to lock in this commitment." When you stop being a puppet to your feelings, you start becoming the master of your reality. Now that you have stopped playing the victim and started taking back control of your emotions, it is time to forge your mental armor. The next absolute law of Stoicism requires you to ruthlessly cut away everything that sits outside your circle of control. The vast majority of people spend their entire lives completely exhausted because they are trying to dictate things they have zero power over. You obsess over the current state of the economy. You stress about whether your co-workers actually like you. You scream at the television during the news. And you completely lose your mind when it rains on a day you plan to be outside. You are trying to steer the ocean, and it is making you incredibly weak. Epictetus put it plainly when he said you must make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest exactly as it happens. Understand this fundamental truth right now. 90% of the things you worry about on a daily basis are entirely out of your control. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the stock market, and you certainly cannot control other people. But you have absolute, undisputed control over your thoughts, your choices, your work ethic, and your response to the chaos. Imagine you are caught in a massive storm at sea. A weak person screams at the wind, begging it to stop, while the Stoic immediately grabs the wheel and navigates the ship through the massive waves. Every single time you feel anxiety creeping up, I want you to ask yourself one simple question: is this actually within my control? If the answer is no, drop it immediately. Let it go. Stop wasting your extremely limited energy on the wind and start steering your ship. Once you master this, you move to the next brutal law, which is embracing voluntary hardship. In a modern society completely addicted to soft beds, perfectly temperature-controlled rooms at 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and instant gratification, having discipline is an absolute superpower. You cannot wait for life to challenge you. You must actively hunt for the challenge first. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in ancient Rome, would regularly practice poverty. He would sleep on the hard floor, wear cheap, coarse clothing, and eat the most basic, plain food for days at a time. He did not do this because he hated himself. He did it to train his mind. He was asking himself, is this the condition that I was so terribly afraid of? Think about the average person today. They completely fall apart if their internet connection drops for 10 minutes, or if their coffee is slightly too cold. But the Stoic is already prepared because they have actively injected themselves with a mental vaccine of chosen suffering. You build an unbreakable will by intentionally doing the things you absolutely do not want to do. I am challenging you to implement this into your life right now. Tomorrow morning, turn the shower dial as far cold as it goes and stand in that freezing water while your brain screams at you to jump out. Try fasting for 24 full hours just to remind your biological urges that you are the one holding the reins, not your stomach. Say no to a luxury you can easily afford. Waking up at 4 in the morning to train when your body desperately craves the mattress is how warriors are forged in the dark. These small, deliberate choices stack up over time, building a mind that simply will not crack under pressure. Hardship is coming for you whether you like it or not, but when it finally arrives, you will not run away. You will smile because you have already walked through the fire by choice. Drop a comment below saying I embrace the fire to lock in your new Stoic armor. You have built your armor through voluntary hardship, and now it is time to step into the final phase and become entirely unbreakable. The next brutal law requires a complete rewiring of how you view success. You must completely detach from the outcome and absolutely fall in love with the process. Society has relentlessly taught you to obsess over the final result. You hit the gym for 1 week. You do not see a perfect body, and so you quit. You launch a new project. It does not get immediate attention, and you feel completely worthless. You constantly tie your entire self-worth to the finish line, which makes you incredibly fragile. Epictetus taught that freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and it is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. The brutal truth is that the final result is never guaranteed, but your daily effort is always within your absolute control. If you only train to win the championship, a single loss will destroy your spirit. But if you fall in love with the brutal training itself, the early mornings, the sweat, and the struggle, you win every single day just by showing up to the work. Stop being desperate for external validation and start grounding yourself in relentless action. When you let go of needing the outcome, you actually start to achieve more because you are not driven by emotional highs and lows. This leads directly into the next law of becoming unbreakable. You must become a warrior for virtue and never for approval. Let us be painfully honest about the modern world. Most people today live their entire lives begging for likes, praise, and applause from strangers they do not even know. But the Stoic does not move for the crowd. Marcus Aurelius said to just do the right thing, and that the rest simply does not matter. You must live with absolute honor, even if no one is watching you. Speak the hard truth even when no one claps for you. Keep your word even if it costs you money, status, or comfort. Doing the right thing is almost always the hard thing. It is so much easier to chase empty approval than to stand entirely alone in your principles. But every single time you choose what is right over what is easy, you sharpen your edge and build an identity that no one can ever take away from you. Stop needing the crowd and start being a warrior for your core values. Now, to truly seal this unbreakable mindset, you must face the most powerful Stoic law of all. You must embrace death to live with absolute urgency. Most people walk around living like they have an infinite amount of time on this earth. You constantly delay your dreams. You stay permanently stuck in bad habits. And you constantly tell yourself that you will finally change your life tomorrow. But tomorrow is a massive, dangerous lie. The ancient Stoics practiced a concept called memento mori, which simply translates to remember you will die. They did not repeat this to be dark or depressed. They did it to wake themselves up from the illusion of endless time. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you could leave life right now, and you must let that fact determine exactly what you do, say, and think. You do not get to wait for some perfect day in the future. Every single moment you waste staring at a screen for hours or arguing over completely meaningless drama is a precious moment you will never, ever get back. Seneca stated clearly that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a massive amount of it. Death is not something you should fear. It is the ultimate weapon against your own procrastination. When you truly realize that your time is rapidly running out, you stop tolerating your own mediocrity. You act with intense, undeniable urgency. You stop fearing failure because the ultimate failure is a wasted life. Start living right now like you are on borrowed time, because the brutal truth is that you absolutely are. If you have made it to this exact moment, it means something deep inside your core is finally ready to evolve. You are officially sick and tired of the endless distractions, the constant weakness, and the absolute emotional chaos that modern society encourages. You are ready to step into something significantly greater, not to achieve some impossible standard of perfection, but to achieve raw, undeniable power. I am not talking about power or domination over other people. I am talking about the ultimate mastery over yourself. That is the true essence of the Stoic path. Let me make one thing perfectly clear before you step out into the real world. Applying these laws will not magically make your life easier. Stoicism does not offer you a life wrapped in bubble wrap, and it certainly does not offer you permanent physical comfort. What it offers you is absolute, cutting clarity. It offers you unwavering direction and a life of profound meaning. Even when the entire world around you feels like it is violently crumbling to the ground, you must remember that Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus did not write these philosophies for a world that was safe, predictable, and easy. They wrote these brutal truths to survive literal plagues, massive wars, deeply personal betrayals, and to face their own inevitable deaths with unwavering dignity. They understood better than anyone that true strength has absolutely nothing to do with how much weight you can lift in the gym or how many dollars are sitting comfortably in your bank account. True strength is found in the man or woman who keeps their word when it costs them everything they have. It is found in the soul who faces terrifying fear without ever flinching, and the person who chooses to do the right thing, especially when the right thing is the hardest possible option. You must stop waiting for a sudden burst of motivation to change your life. Motivation is a completely unreliable emotion that will abandon you the second things get difficult. You do not need the perfect moment. You do not need the perfect weather. And you do not need the perfect mood to start. You simply need to draw a line in the sand and begin right now, today. Train your mind relentlessly every single morning. Actively expect struggle to show up at your front door, and be ready to look it dead in the eye. Completely detach yourself from the final outcomes of your efforts. Hold fiercely to your core principles and live every single day like your extremely limited time is rapidly running out, because the brutal truth is that it absolutely is. The most beautiful part of this entire transformation is that once you fully walk this Stoic path, you will suddenly realize that you do not need the crowd anymore. You do not need their fragile applause. You do not need their shallow praise. And you do not even need anyone in your life to understand what you are doing. Because when you build your armor this way, you become entirely unshakable from within. And that kind of quiet, internal strength is incredibly rare. It is intensely real, and starting today, it is fully yours. I need you to seal this commitment right now, so this does not just become another video you completely forget by tomorrow morning. Drop this exact affirmation in the comments below. Right now, I am becoming unshakable day by day. Let that statement be your permanent Stoic pledge. If this brutal truth resonated with you and lit a fire in your mind, do not keep this weapon to yourself. Like this video. Share it with someone who desperately needs to wake up from their comfortable sleep. And subscribe to the channel right now. We are building a relentless community of warriors and critical thinkers who demand a life of real purpose, not just meaningless noise. Do not skip any parts of your brutal training. Keep showing up for the daily fight. Keep aggressively choosing strength over weakness. And absolutely never stop pushing forward until you become completely unstoppable. You have made the pledge. You have typed the words. But I must warn you right now, typing a comment on a screen is incredibly easy, while living these truths when the world is collapsing around you is an entirely different battle. The moment you step away from this video, your new armor is going to be tested. Life is going to send a storm specifically designed to break the promises you just made to yourself. This is where we move into the advanced territory of the Stoic mind. It is not just about tolerating the pain, and it is not just about accepting the chaos. You must reach the ultimate level of mental dominance, a concept the ancient Stoics called amor fati, which translates strictly to the love of one's fate. This is the absolute peak of becoming mentally unbreakable. Most people spend their energy wishing that things were entirely different. They wish they had a better job. They wish they had a more supportive family. They wish the traffic was lighter. And they wish they did not have to deal with the heavy burdens placed upon their shoulders. Even when they try to be strong, they merely tolerate their struggles with a heavy sigh. But a true Stoic warrior does not just tolerate the heavy burden. A Stoic warrior looks at the heaviest burden imaginable and says, "I love this, because this is exactly what is going to forge me into a master." Imagine a fire. If you throw a small piece of paper into a fire, it burns up and disappears instantly. But if you throw a massive log into that exact same fire, the log does not get destroyed. Instead, the fire consumes the log and uses it to burn even hotter, brighter, and more fiercely than before. You must become the fire. Whatever life throws at you, whether it is a catastrophic financial loss, a deeply painful breakup, or a massive public failure, you do not just endure it, you look at it and you love it, because it is raw fuel for your ultimate evolution. Marcus Aurelius did not merely tolerate the invading armies and the betrayals of his closest generals. He actively embraced them as the ultimate testing ground for his philosophy. When your car breaks down 50 miles from home in the pouring rain, you do not curse the sky. You smile and realize the universe just handed you a free opportunity to practice extreme patience and problem solving. When someone deeply insults you to your face, you do not get angry. You silently thank them for giving you the perfect chance to practice absolute emotional control. This is the secret weapon that makes you completely untouchable. If you love everything that happens to you, how can anyone or anything ever defeat you? They cannot. They are completely powerless against a mind that converts every single obstacle into a profound advantage. So, your training does not end today. It begins the exact second you open your eyes tomorrow morning. When your alarm goes off at 5 in the morning and it is dark and freezing cold outside, you are going to feel that familiar weakness begging you to go back to sleep. That is your very first test. Do not negotiate with that weakness. Throw the blankets off. Step onto the cold floor and welcome the struggle with open arms. You are no longer someone who runs away from the hard path. You are the one who paves it. Keep feeding the fire. Society will try to drag you back down to their level of comfortable mediocrity. They will tell you that you are working too hard, that you are being entirely too intense, and that you need to relax and take it easy. They will offer you 1,000 different excuses to quit, completely packaged as friendly advice. You must reject their poison. You must stand firm in your stoic resolve, completely unbothered by the opinions of those who have never dared to step into the arena of voluntary hardship. You have chosen a life of intense purpose, which means you must leave the crowded path of ordinary existence far behind. Every single time you face a massive setback, I want you to say the words amor fati out loud. Let that phrase echo in your mind until it completely rewires your biological response to stress. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the absolute architect of your reality, no matter how brutal the path becomes. Remember that the obstacle in your way is not blocking your path. The obstacle actually is your path. Now, step forward into the chaos and claim your ultimate power. As you step out of your front door today, armed with the love of your fate, you are going to immediately crash into a society that thrives on absolute illusion. We are living in a generation where almost everyone is constantly performing. People are exhausting their precious daily energy, creating perfectly filtered images, chasing empty praise, and begging for attention from total strangers on the internet. You see them around you every single day, desperately trying to impress people they do not even genuinely like, buying expensive things they cannot actually afford, and living a completely fabricated existence just to get a brief round of digital applause. But you must understand right now that this constant daily performance is bleeding your mind completely dry. It is making you incredibly fragile, because you are voluntarily handing your entire identity over to the unpredictable crowd. If your internal self-worth depends entirely on the fleeting approval of other people, you will spend the rest of your life as their obedient prisoner. Marcus Aurelius stated very simply to just do the right thing, and that the rest absolutely does not matter. Think about the profound, undeniable freedom hidden inside that statement. In a modern world overflowing with fake images, the Stoic chooses to be absolutely real. In a world filled with deafening, endless noise, the Stoic chooses to remain profoundly still. In a world of constant, exhausting performance, the Stoic is entirely genuine. You must develop the discipline to live with absolute honor, even when no one is in the room watching you. You must speak the brutal truth, even if absolutely no one claps for you. You must keep your word even when it costs you money, your social status, or your physical comfort. Doing the right thing is almost always the hardest possible option. It is so much easier to lie, to bend your personal morals, and to quietly conform to the weak standards of the majority. But every single time you consciously choose what is right over what is easy, you sharpen your mental edge, and you construct an iron identity that absolutely no one can ever take away from you. Let me give you a harsh reality check right now as you continue to build this unbreakable mindset. You're going to lose people. When you finally stop complaining about how unfair your life is, the individuals who bond over endless victimhood and gossip will slowly drift away from your circle. When you stop reacting emotionally to every little daily inconvenience, the people who actively thrive on chaotic drama will call you cold, distant, and heartless. You will inevitably find yourself walking entirely alone much more often than not. But you must walk that lonely path like it is the absolutely only path that matters in this universe. Seneca reminded himself to govern his life and his private thoughts as if the whole entire world were to see the one and read the other. That is the ultimate, highest standard of human integrity. You do not ever need to explain your Stoic training to anyone around you. You do not need to announce on social media that you are waking up early, taking freezing cold showers, or practicing intentional silence. Your undeniable results and your unshakable calmness will eventually speak volumes on their own. Are you truly willing to be completely misunderstood by the average majority in order to be deeply respected by yourself? That is the ultimate question you must answer today. I challenge you to practice the extreme power of total silence today. When someone tries to drag you into a meaningless argument, simply look at them and offer absolutely no verbal response. Let your silence be your absolute, impenetrable shield. When you feel the intense, burning urge to complain about your heavy workload, swallow those words completely and just do the heavy lifting instead. Do not live a single day for the cheap praise of the crowd. Live strictly for your core values. Because the beautiful irony of this entire Stoic journey is that the exact moment you completely stop needing the crowd, you become the exact kind of person they desperately want to follow. Drop a comment below saying, "I walk my own path," to cement this truth deep into your mind, and continue moving forward with absolute, unapologetic power. You have decided to walk your own path, leaving the noisy, desperate crowd far behind you. But I need to be brutally honest with you as we reach the absolute core of this journey. Watching this video and feeling a temporary spike of motivation is incredibly easy. Your brain is giving you a massive rush of dopamine right now just for listening to these ancient truths. But motivation is an entirely useless emotion. It is a fragile, fleeting feeling that will absolutely abandon you the exact moment your life gets genuinely difficult. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm clock screams at 4 in the morning, when the temperature drops outside, and when the heavy burdens of your daily responsibilities crash down onto your shoulders, that motivation will instantly vanish. The weak version of yourself that we have been actively destroying today will try to desperately claw its way back into your mind. That weak voice will tell you to hit the snooze button just one more time. It will tell you that you deserve a break, that you have worked hard enough, and that it is perfectly fine to slip back into your old, comfortable routine. This is exactly why Stoicism cannot just be a philosophical concept you read about on the internet. It must become a permanent, uncompromising pledge that you carve into your very identity. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, And Epictetus did not write these laws so you could feel warm and fuzzy inside. They wrote these absolute laws to survive brutal wars, massive political betrayals, deadly plagues, and their own inevitable deaths with unwavering dignity. They understood that true, undeniable strength has absolutely nothing to do with how much money is sitting in your bank account, what kind of luxury car you drive down the highway, or how many strangers click a button on your social media profile. True strength is found in the man who keeps his exact word when it costs him everything he has. True strength is found in the woman who faces terrifying uncertainty without ever flinching. True strength is found in the soul who does the right thing, especially when the right thing is the hardest possible option available. Stoicism does not offer you physical comfort. It offers you absolute, razor-sharp clarity. It does not offer you an easy life. It offers you a life of profound meaning, even when the entire world around you is violently burning to the ground. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment to start living this way. You do not need anyone in your life to understand or approve of the massive transformation you are undergoing right now. Because when you walk the true Stoic path, you build an iron fortress inside your own mind. And that kind of quiet, internal strength is incredibly rare. It is deeply real, and starting right now today, it is fully yours. But you must firmly lock this mindset into place so it does not evaporate into thin air by tomorrow. I am asking you to make a binding contract with yourself right here and right now. I want you to go down to the comments section below and type this exact affirmation: I am becoming unshakable day by day. Let those words be the absolute foundation of your new reality. If this brutal truth resonated deeply with your spirit, if you felt a real spark of undeniable truth while listening to this, do not keep this weapon hidden to yourself. Like this video, share it immediately with someone in your life who desperately needs to wake up from their comfortable sleep, and subscribe to this channel right now. We are actively building a relentless community of critical thinkers, warriors, and real individuals who demand a life of deep purpose instead of meaningless noise. Remember to never skip any parts of your hard life. It is all training. It is all raw transformation. Keep showing up to the fight. Keep aggressively choosing strength over weakness. And do not ever stop pushing forward until you become completely unstoppable. The screen is about to go completely dark, and the very second this broadcast ends, your real test immediately begins. Watching this content was the absolute easiest thing you will do all day. Sitting in a comfortable space and listening to ancient philosophy requires absolutely zero real effort. But the exact moment you step back out into the chaotic, unforgiving world, society is going to actively try to drag you directly back into the swamp of mental weakness, constant distraction, and endless comfort. Your phone will immediately buzz with notifications designed specifically to steal your highly valuable attention. Someone at your workplace will say something deeply disrespectful to your face. Your carefully crafted plans for the day will suddenly fall apart completely due to circumstances entirely outside of your control. The universe is going to ruthlessly test you to see if you actually absorbed anything you just heard, or if you are just another modern consumer desperately searching for a quick hit of cheap, temporary motivation. You have to deeply understand that these Stoic laws we have torn apart today are not just interesting ideas to casually think about while you are bored. They are an absolute biological rewrite of your human brain. You are fundamentally changing the exact way you process physical pain, public failure, and extreme frustration. When the average person faces a massive obstacle, they immediately break down. They complain loudly to anyone who will listen, and they completely surrender their personal power to the situation. But you are no longer the average person. You are actively constructing a mind of iron. From this exact second forward, every single inconvenience you encounter is no longer a problem. It is a mandatory repetition in the gym of your mind. When the traffic comes to a dead stop on the highway and you are going to be late, that is not a disaster. That is a perfectly timed opportunity to practice absolute emotional control. When you put your entire soul into a business project and it completely fails in front of everyone, that is not a permanent defeat. That is a beautiful chance to practice detaching your self-worth from external outcomes and falling deeply in love with the brutal process of rebuilding yourself. You are taking the raw, chaotic fire of modern life and using it as the exact fuel you need to forge your unbreakable armor. You must remember that you do not achieve true Stoicism by completely erasing your human emotions. You are not trying to become a lifeless, unfeeling stone statue. You are simply refusing to let those fleeting emotions sit in the driver's seat of your life. You will still feel extreme anger. You will still feel deep sadness. And you will absolutely still feel terrifying fear. The profound difference is that you will look directly at those exact feelings, acknowledge their heavy presence, and then firmly tell them that they do not control your next physical action. You dictate your actions based strictly on your core values, your deep integrity, and your relentless pursuit of personal excellence. This is exactly how you reclaim your ultimate freedom. You stop begging the universe for a soft, easy life, and you start demanding much more resilience from yourself. So as you go forward into the remainder of your day, do not expect anyone around you to understand this radical shift in your daily mentality. People will be deeply confused by your sudden quiet confidence. They will not understand why you are no longer joining in their toxic gossip, why you completely refuse to complain about the heavy workload, or why you are suddenly waking up at 5 in the morning to willingly endure freezing cold water. Let them be entirely confused. You do not owe the desperate crowd an explanation for your greatness. You only owe yourself the absolute, unbreakable commitment to never surrender to mediocrity ever again. Keep your mind completely unshakable. Stand extremely tall in the face of immense personal adversity, and step boldly into the absolute chaos of life as the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. You have reached the absolute end of this broadcast, but your actual journey is just beginning today. The brutal Stoic laws we have torn apart and analyzed are not just philosophical theories to make you feel inspired. They are the exact, uncompromising blueprints used by ancient emperors and warriors to conquer a world far more dangerous and unforgiving than ours. But possessing the ultimate blueprint means absolutely nothing if you actively refuse to put in the heavy labor to build your mental fortress. The modern world is going to continuously try to drag you back into the comforting, miserable abyss of mediocrity. It will constantly offer you thousands of convenient excuses to remain weak, to loudly complain about your circumstances, and to completely surrender your immense potential for temporary digital distractions. You must violently reject that soft existence starting this exact second. You have the ultimate, undisputed power over your own mind. And you must begin to wield that power like an absolute weapon. Do not just passively watch this video and go right back to your comfortable, predictable sleep. I challenge you to implement just one of these brutal laws before the sun goes down tonight. Take the freezing cold shower, have the incredibly difficult conversation, or simply sit in total silence and face your own chaotic thoughts without desperately reaching for your smartphone. If this intense message genuinely shifted your perspective and ignited a relentless fire inside of your spirit, you must cement your iron commitment right now. Go directly into the comments section below and type the exact words "I am becoming unshakable day by day." Like this video to prove you are entirely done consuming meaningless noise, and hit that subscribe button to join a powerful, relentless community of individuals who are actively choosing to build minds of iron. Share this specific message with someone in your life who desperately needs a massive wake-up call. Remember that every single obstacle in your path is your ultimate training ground. Keep showing up to the fight. Keep fully embracing the fire. And absolutely never stop pushing forward until you become completely unstoppable. See you next video.